that's balanced, of course. When it comes to Forsaken, most people consider being on even 100 plus ping mostly a death sentence, especially for killers. Or for any character in general, maybe besides 2-time. And yeah, a lot of the time it is, at least for most people, but you know, there is a way to play around it. There is a way to make it at least half work for you. Now, you're never going to get your full 20 ping life, but you can take some of the advantage back from the ping. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to play with ping, and I'm also going to teach you how the lag works and how the game works around it. So if you are here to learn how to play better, or even just learn how this works, stick around. I'm sure there'll be something interesting here for you. Oh yeah, before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe, but also more importantly, the pay to win skins video got recognized by the official devs. We win these! Can't really shout because it's late at night when I record this part.
Alright, so there's a very important feature of Forsaken you need to understand how to use your lag to at least not be your super detriment. Okay, so here we have what your hitbox would be, right? So this would be what you control. This, when you hit W, this moves forward, right? And then this is your server-side collision box. This follows your side of the collision box. Let's say you move forward, it moves forward too. Right, so the difference here is, this one is dependent on your ping making it to the server, right? So let's say you're on 20 ping and each one of these studs is 20 ms back. So your collision box on the server should be here. So when you're moving forward, this is what it'd look like to you. But since Forsaken has lag compensation, you might know this is lag extrapolation, when you're on 20 ms, it's more like this still. But there is a fact of this that you can use to your advantage on higher pings. Because when it predicts where you're moving, so when you're moving like this, all's fine. But when you stop, depending on how high your ping is, this will keep moving forward. On low ping, like 40 ms or 60 ms, there's a very short one, like I'd need to go down to like 0.3, hold on. I would need to do something like this, or even this, and then it comes straight back, right? But let's say you are on, let's see, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140. If you're on 160 ping, right, this wouldn't be very smooth. So this is where lag compensation is important. This, with lag compensation, will go from about here to like about here, from my estimate. You know, keeping the game a bit smoother than completely behind you. But you see, there's an issue here. The same thing that happens with it sliding forward after you stop still happens. So let's say you stop here, this will continue to move to catch up. But since it's extrapolating itself, it'll go forward still. And an important thing to know here is this is where your hitbox spawns from. Not your green, the server side one. So let's say, hold on, let me spawn a hitbox. I suck at Roblox Studio right now, oh my god. Let's say you M1 while you're moving. So this is your M1. You're moving forward, you stop, this keeps moving forward, and it does this. For a second, your hitbox extends forward past where you stopped, and then it comes back to you. So that means, on higher ping values, if you use this to your advantage, you can get extra reach out of your M1s. You see, like this, your M1 would be behind you, but when you stop, this speeds up to catch up to you, does this, and does this, allowing you to get extra range and actually be able to hit your M1s, unlike being perpetually behind you while you're running. This has to be done when you stop, because like this, yeah, you're not getting anything out of this, are you? Now, why this matters so much is, let's say you are chasing a player. Let's me make another one, right? Let's say this is the other player and they're on good ping. Let me put them yellow, right? So this is the other player's server-side hitbox. Let's say your hitbox is right on top of them, right? So when you're in chase, you can't hit them. But let's say you use your gashing wound after getting here. Well, your server-side hitbox still has to catch up, but it also wants the gashing wound. So while they're moving, this is also moving forward faster. So by the time that they are getting out of your hitbox, you are able to hit your gashing wound on them, and they are not having a good day. From their perspective, since the gashing wound started while you were finished moving, this has to still catch up, so it slides to them, which is why you're able to get bullshit gashing wound hits when you're on high ping, but not when you're on low ping. Because from their perspective, you're not on top. Sorry, you're not on top of them. No, God, that sounds so bad. But yeah, you're not on top of them, so they don't know it's coming, so they're not going to juke you. Make sense? I hope it makes sense. Also, adding the fact that you get extra reach from where you actually are. Pretty good, to say the least. Though, there is an issue with this, which is if they just juke. Let's add the third dimension. Oh my god. Right, let's say they decide to juke. Right, hold on, let me pull this forward. If we do the same thing, we keep going forward. Oh, let's say they make it to here. Well, your hitbox is preparing to go this way because the lag extrapolation is pushing it this way. Like, it doesn't update based, like, let's say if you look towards here, because they move here, this hitbox isn't going to change, because it's being lag extrapolated, it's not being aimed, it's just prediction based on what you were doing. So that means juking, still not good. So if you get juked, you're still kind of fucked on ping. But listen, this is still a good way to get an advantage compared to just laying down and taking the bullshit on ping.
Okay, so now that we know how ping, extrapolation and all works, what does this actually mean for you when you're playing on high ping on killer? Well, the obvious answer with like gashing wounds stuff is covered, but as I was saying before that, your M1 range is very, very helped by this, because when you're on very high ping, it can be an absolute pain to hit M1s, but using this, it can be made manageable. Again, you're not going to feel like you're on no ping at all, that's just not happening. There is real delay between you and the server, but you're still going to get the feeling of less issue with it. And at the end of the day, you actually get more range than a normal player would get from where you stop, so that's a bright side, isn't it? And it's also important to keep in mind that lag extrapolation, from what I have tested, from the times I was able to get high enough ping, actually moves your collision slightly faster than you could have moved yourself. I think I said it before, but I need to make sure I add this in. So the reach isn't as if you just ran up, it's actually a bit faster after you stop. So it's as if you got like speed 0.5, something small, but it's still helpful to be able to have that. And just moving past that, using this for any other moves, like this is a very important thing to know, how your hitboxes are gonna work. And it's important to keep in mind, you do not walk when you stop to hit, you just full stop. For some reason, the lag extrapolation is weaker if you go from running to stop or walking. No, you have to full stop to get the extra range, or it just still stays a bit less behind you, but like it's still like only a millimeter in front of you if you're on like, for example, 200, 300 ping. Alright, now I'm going to talk about which killers get screwed over the most and least by high ping. First of all, Nosferatu gets screwed over definitely the most. Cataclysm goes less far, it can be very buggy. Aiming Hunter's Feast and Bloodhook, considering Bloodhook has a long wind-up, Hunter's Feast is redirectable, and that's how you're meant to aim that, not great. And then you have, Bat, that's fine, but that's really fine for him. Then I would talk about Cool Kid. You can't aim walk speed override, so it's just, well, you can aim it, but it's just, you have 300 milliseconds less. Like, that's the entire wind-up of the move if you're on 300 ping. So depending on your ping, that's how long before the move starts you have to aim it. And then you have Corrupt Nature, Precision's gone. Minions are fine though. Extra M1 range, sure, but like also he's the shortest M1 in the game, so it's not great for him to have it being so far behind him at the start. Noli is a decent middle ground, but Nova is a bit better than Corrupt Nature because it's just a big explosion. Void Rush is really buggy, you have less precision, but it takes longer when you hit a wall for it to stop. Also, your hitboxes are like spread out so much you can get some bullshit hits. And your M1 distance is a bit absurd considering how far Noli's normal M1 is. Slasher works well mostly. Your M1 on Raging is bugged. Your Behead can be annoying to use, but when you figure out the new use for it being a way to hit behind you in a like anti-juke way, it's pretty useful then. Especially when you're replacing it with replacing Raging M1 with it. Gashing Wound, you know, it actually gets buffed. John Doe. Spikes, not really, well, spikes are ping dependent. There's gaps that can happen on ping that doesn't happen normally, but overall, not super ping dependent compared to aiming moves. Just learn how it works a bit and you should be fine. Digital Footprint, not ping dependent at all, as you know. As long as you're not playing Sniper though, you're fine. Extra M1 range, cool. And then there's the obligatory 1x works just fine. Yes, you can't aim as well, but a lot of 1x is just a prediction anyways. Now, up close it can be annoying because in parts where they can't dodge, so you can just aim, you can't really do that. But overall, you're fine. Mass Infection, slightly worse. Entanglement works normally in most situations. Rejuvenate the Rotten works on its own, like Minions or Digital Footprint. Ping doesn't touch it at all. Oh, and for survivors, if you know how to abuse ping and you want to win as much as possible, just play 2-time. That's all there is to it. The same thing with your M1 works on 2-time. That's where you can hit ping backstabs. Just play 2-time if you want to win on high ping. At least if you want to be able to win a lot down the line on high ping. Unless it's like 300 ping, because then your hitboxes stop working. And if you don't want to play 2-time, play like Noob or Elliot, because speed boosts aren't ping dependent. Alright, so here in the video is going to be, if you remember the Cool Kid guide, if you watched it, we're going to be doing something like that, where I'm going to commentate over public server games, because in comp, any killer I could play wouldn't be too interesting, to be honest, for this, because like, I can't play Cool Kid. Noli wouldn't really show it off as well, so I'm going to just do 2 Slasher public server games. One is a loss, but like there was 3 cool people in there. Well, kind of niche micro celebrity people, so you know, that's cool. Obviously I lost that. And then I'm going to talk over a win, and then we come back for the conclusion, and that will be our video done from there. I hope you're enjoying so far. As I asked, you should subscribe. I never ask that. Anyways, the background footage is about to run out for this video, so, or sorry, for this clip, so enjoy. Also, oh my god, padlocks. Alright, so now starting our first game. Ignore the bottom left corner. That's just hilarious, so I don't feel bad about putting like, oh, technically Melkor was in the video. I mean, Melkor was in the lobby, so was Dadfield, so wow. So was Discord game moderator for Forsaken, whoa. Anyways, now that the thing disappears now. So the first target I want here would be Builderman, but Chance shows himself, and I know Chance has to be in gambling. So I decide to chase Chance until further notice. And Chance gets really unlucky here, as you'll see in a second. It's kind of sad, I feel bad. Yeah, and he's dead. That was a really yikes, I can't lie. I think he had like weakness 3 it would have been. But like a gun blowing up plus a gashing wound on low health. Not great. And I try to target V because V's a setup character like Builderman. And setup characters can really be a massive issue when it comes to sorry, let me think, thought process. Setup characters can be a real pain for Slasher because once they're set up, you're probably done for. Like, bump on V is insane. V's mobility in solo chase is insane. Now, I almost catch up to V here, but unfortunately, Star has to charge me. How dare he play his character correctly? Anyway, so Veronica gets to skating away. A lot more stamina than I thought they would have. But, you know, I stick to chase. I'm basically just waiting for my raging here because there's no way for me to get the kill until it's actually back. So I just keep chasing. They're going to use this spray, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they use it just before I break it, but they don't have much to use out of it. Now, I have raging back. Jane goes for a stun. Well, not even a stun, I didn't even have resonance, but goes to help in some way possible. But it doesn't really work out, and now I'm at a massive stamina advantage, so I should be able to pick up this kill just fine. Let's see. Yeah, there we are. Now, that other V is going to be the death of me because he is good at the game. I forget which. I know that was somewhat important. Anyways, I destroyed Dispenser, and I'm pretty sure I see Builderman here. So that's going to be the next. Yeah, we're going to go for Builderman after we break Sentry, and I think we break Sprite. Never mind, we're stupid. Worst Forsaken comp player of all time. Now, Builderman's not going to be the worst chase in the world, considering the fact there's only so much you can do when all you can do is use a Sentry, and then you're stuck with nothing. Though, of course, ping's going to make every chase a bit more annoying. Now, after Raging Pace, he's basically done for. Like, he has to know to juke, but he does not know to juke, and he gets gashing wounded. Jane throws the best crystal of her life and saves an entire 4 damage. Insane guest charge too. We are doing some of the most golden things in this game. Right, yeah, I think here is about where I pick up the kill. If he stops juking, please. Builder, please, I need this. I honestly forgot I had to go to 2 Ragings because, spoiler alert, I do make it to LMS this game. So I assumed this would be a bit faster, but either way, we pick up the kill. Now, I think the next target I go for is... I don't think I kill Guest here, but maybe I do. I remember killing Jane Doe, but maybe I get Star first. I guess we'll have to see. I think there's a missed block here, but maybe I'm wrong. You can hear V spraying there. I remember thinking to myself, okay, I know where a V spray is. Yeah, I missed block there, and this is going to be not too hard to finish off here. Yep, there we go, we get the kill. Now I think our next chase is Jane Doe, because I remember in the match I was thinking Jane Doe's so much more of a hassle than Shalensky will be. Now, why I didn't kill V? I just wanted to at least make it as far as possible. I already knew V was off the table because I'd played against this V a few times. And I realized, oh, hell no. No, that's not happening. I got ran for like 2 minutes before LMS, so we're just doing this. Now, Jane Doe, don't know what they were thinking. I can't lie, I don't think they were the greatest at the game. No offense. But anyways, this is where we have to think, do we want to try kill V with the extra 15 seconds? Do we want to at least guarantee we get an LMS? So I break a spray while I'm trying to find Shaletsky. I forget where I find Shaletsky, but I'm pretty sure it should be. Yeah, there's Shaletsky. Now, I think Shaletsky's a pretty short chase, if I remember right. Yeah. Damn, I say that as I get slashed, but trust me, it is. It's not too much of a pain to deal with Shaletsky compared to other Sentinels because, well, you're not really juking Slash as much. Like, you can react to Slash. Also, there we go, we get a gashing from a sliding hitbox from their point of view. But no, Shaletsky's the least of your worries on ping. Maybe besides... Guess gets the least buff, but Guess is still a better Sentinel. Fight me. I'm making an entire video on that. I know, how dare I say that. I'm not making an entire video on that. Maybe I'll find that Shaletsky is the best. But anyways, they try to chicken mid-chase because they're not the brightest. Anyways, I say GG. I know it's over here. On ping, there's nothing you can do against Veronica because that speed up your collision box gets on any killer, even Slasher. And despite being the fastest, just doesn't catch up the spray, or not spray, oh my god, skate. So I know I'm just going to get ran here. Like, I don't even think I'm going to get a hit until the very end, basically. And also, I miss the spray, so that's how you know you're really down bad here. But anyways, I'm just going to talk about the Sentinel video. I'm making a who's the best Sentinel video. Now, I assume it will be guessed, but I'm going to be testing every single character, as I said last video when I showed the Slasher stuff. 2v1s to test their how good they are in supporting and their own survivability. So that will come out in like a month, because that takes 700 rounds of 2v1s to make sure I get every killer and all 4 combinations with each support with each Sentinel, blah blah blah. Anyways, as you see, I got nothing that LMS. There's nothing to commentate over. I just get completely ran. Anyways, if I remember, I'll put the 2 channels out of the content creators that were in the game here on the screen now. Anyways, moving into our win game. Alright, so moving into the game where we win. This is going to not be as comp, obviously, because that last lobby had like mostly 30-day players, despite what it looked like. Now, we're going to chase Elliot first, but I'm not going to... I'm going to miss a gashing wound, that's what I'm going to do, but I'm not going to get this kill yet. I'm just going to get a single, simple M1, I think. I don't think I get the next one yet. That, whatever that was is what I get. Now, I'm just going to leave the Elliot chase here because I'm not bothered in spending all that time right now. I'm not going to commit to that this early. Now, I see Chance, and I'm thinking Chance... There's some of the bullshit that Chance can do when you're on high ping. Can't really dodge any of that. Now, I'm going to think Chance is pretty good first chase because unless I find Taff, Chance is going to be the only other setup character, and that can be a free kill considering how low his HP is for now. So, Elliot's going to throw a pizza, but it's going to be at bad timing. I'm going to be able to cancel it pretty easily. Now, this is a pretty rough spot for him. He has to go through me to get out. I'm just going to hold him in the zone. He's going to have to commit to get away. No, I don't think anything interrupts this kill. Yep, there we go. First kill. So now I'm going to see this. They're too good. They're blending it. Where are the survivors? I don't know. I'm just gonna have to go find someone else. But then I look back and I think I saw Jane Doe over there, and just barely noticed some pink. You know, if they were wearing noir, obviously I would have seen them. Like super stealthy. Anyways, I had a gashing wound. And this Jane Doe's not in a great spot. Now, I do see Taff, so I get Jingle Jangle to Taff instead of fighting Jane Doe. I hit an M1 on Taff. Taff is in a pretty rough chase here too. Overall, this is a lot worse for the survivors chases-wise, but since we're not going against 30-40 day players, they're going to actually juke a lot more, which kind of balances out on their behalf. So I'm going to hit a Raging Behead here. Raging Behead can be very useful if you actually want to try hit and move out of Raging Pace. Now, of course, you will get the debuff, but still, it's pretty good to get that 335 damage. Now, they're just going to juice, so I'm going to wait out, and then I'm going to Gashing Wound. Waiting for the juice is, like, the best thing. If someone's juking a lot, just walk. Like, don't run to hit them. Even on normal ping, a lot of the time, you just walk. Because they're burning their stamina, and you're just preserving. Like, they're completely screwed after they're done juking. Now, I have 0, which is rough for my Raging, because it goes slightly slower when you're 0, but either way, I'm doing just fine here. Now, there is a pizza. Somehow, Jane Doe curves around a pizza, and that Jane Doe does an obvious stun. Now, they're going to try to do this, but Gashing Wound. Well, my next target's going to want to be Jane Doe, because I have Resonance, and Jane Doe's going to be able to extend Elliot's chase a lot for both Elliots. So I'm just going to try wait out stun. Now, I'm not going to wait it out. I'm pretty sure it's actually going to hit me when they throw it out, because, like, there's no dodging here. Oh, this, I think I get juked a lot here. Like, it's rough. Like, there's no words. I'm pretty sure I miss a gashing too. Like, this pub players are like, bad pub players can unironically be a lot harder than comp players in solo chase. And at least I get Raging M1, and I think I pick up the kill here. I should listen to my own advice and not try to run after the juking person, but you know. But yeah, I pick up the kill. Now I'm gonna want to go for the Elliot without a skin, because just biased, to be honest. So I'm pretty, yeah, this was Star actually again. They're getting revenge for that guest charge into the wall last game. I hit a Gashing Wound, as you saw there. Hitting Gashing Wound on falling players, nothing ping dependent, and we get the kill. Now this is going to be a pretty rough LMS, though I do, spoiler alert, win it. Because this person, I think they had 12 days. They like juking a whole lot. At least from what I remember, they do. We go into Raging, and they're gonna juke, you know. They're so comp. I miss Raging Behead because I mispredicted how it would work. They're literally just walking. They could have zeroed there, and it wouldn't have mattered. I miss a Gashing Wound. Usually it's there into my own soul when I do that, but I don't have the time. Now they're half HP, or under half HP. They're 2-shot right now, but this still goes on for a bit longer because of the fact, yeah, they can just run in a circle and it's gambling for me. Like, I could show a game where I just completely stomp, but like, I feel like that's not going to be useful. You need to see how I deal with the one biggest issue, which is juking. I get pretty close here to losing, but I pick up the kill in the end. And that will be it for our second game. Alright, so this conclusion is going to be pretty yappy because I have literally nothing written, no bullet points, no anything. So that's my best advice for how to win on ping. Now, ping still sucks. We all know ping's going to still feel sucky. We don't like non-responsive games, but hopefully this helps. Like, maybe you're having a friend from America and you're playing in their servers, and you want to be able to win. You don't want to feel like, oh, it's such a drag, I can't play killer well. So I hope this helps out. Now, this isn't where you have to finish watching how to play the game. My best advice, if you want to see more high ping gameplay, is I'll link in the description. Team Techie Hand, you know, the King Gizdash. I don't actually know Gizdash's gender. Hopefully that's not being rude. Anyways, I'll link that in the description. There are Oceanian players, top Oceanian trust. Definitely a relevant region. Their CLF 1v3 Kit Kat is a pretty good video. I might link that specifically. That's where you can see some more of how a actually good comp player would play it. Whoa. But anyways, I'm just gonna throw in that I was very happy to see the pay to win skins video get picked up, and actually that's going to be worked on, because like I was thinking this isn't going to make a change. I just want to point out the fact these exist. But no, the devs, they're gonna do something about it. At least they say they are, so that's good. Anyways, that's about it. See ya.